hang on a second. I love gold. So Kodak Gold is a 200 ISO color print film designed for the C41 development process, which makes it very easy to get developed as nearly every lab processes C41 film. In the range of Kodak's color films, it sits right in the middle between Color Plus and the Portra line of films. Now, Kodak Gold comes in two formats, 35mm and recently 120 medium format. Now you can call it 120mm if you like, but do expect the internet to kindly disagree with you. The 35mm version of Gold has been around for a long ass time and is the gold standard for consumer films. It strikes a nice balance between speed, grain and price, or it did until Kodak prices went burr. Now, having Gold in medium format is a nice option with the larger negative giving quite a nice bump in image quality. I've actually used it in my Bronica SQ a fair bit and I think it looks really great. Also, that means we now have a cheaper 120 color film option, which is particularly nice if you want to shoot 645 in a more kind of casual medium format way. If only it was available in large format. A man can dream. Now, when I'm actually shooting this film, I actually shoot it at 1/3 of a stop overexposed at 160 ISO. I find that that little bit of extra light just really helps in the shadow areas and it keeps it from blocking up too much while I'm scanning. 1/3 of a stop does not actually sound like much when you're using a camera with a super accurate meter like the f6, but it can make a massive difference, particularly when using a more manual camera because it actually biases the meter towards overexposure. And this means it can help the camera being tricked by complex lighting situations and underexposing the film. Does that make sense? I think it does. But anyway, don't really worry about overexposing the film a little bit. It can handle a stop of overexposure really easily without blowing out the highlights, so an extra 1/3 of a stop is not going to cause any issues. Also, if you're in doubt, in general for print films, it's always better to err on the side of overexposure instead of underexposure, as it adds a little bit of extra density to the negative, and that can actually make it a little bit easier to scan. Quality-wise, the film is actually fine. It's not as good as Portra, but it's not meant to be as good as Portra. It's a consumer film, and I find it plenty sharp for all the usages that I tend to use Gold for. As for colours, when you're talking about a print film and how it renders colours, it's a bit odd because print film is meant to be edited either in a darkroom through a colour enlarger or while scanning, so you need to take all mention of colours and how this film renders them with a grain of salt. That being said, I would say Gold tends to have a warmer colour balance and a medium saturation like all consumer films tend to have. Grain-wise, the film's also pretty good considering the price. It's not class leading, but it doesn't need to be. The dynamic range of the film also falls in the exact same place. It's solid, but it's not top of the charts. This is a consumer grade film through and through. But when you add all of these styles together, the saturation, the color and the grain, this film really gives that classical family photos from the late 90s, early 2000s kind of package holiday to Spain sort of feel. So when I actually choose to shoot gold is in those exact situations. I shoot it at family events, I shoot it on holiday, and I just sort of shoot it as a general purpose color film because that's what it's meant for. So overall, Kodak Gold's a solid film. I'd recommend it. Make sure to grab yourself a few boxes or a 3-pack or 2 when it's in stock and shoot those family events, the holidays, the day trips and the like. It is a consumer film and I think it should be used as one. Of course, there's nothing else stopping you from using it in a professional environment or for making major prints with. Use the film however you like. But personally, I tend to use Kodak Gold for family events and holidays and all those reasons I gave. If I am going to go out and shoot something more professionally, I tend to switch over to portrait. I don't really have anything else to say on this film that other people haven't already said. So with that, see you next time.